Alright, here we go, continuing with part 2 of reading graphs and data tables. Moving ahead to where we left off, we're going to skip number 3 of the questions and do number 4. Determine which half-hour Carmen was riding fastest. And like I said, this is a position chart, not a speed chart, but we can determine Carmen's speed just by looking at the distance traveled. Here you can see that every half hour is a separate coordinate, right? And so all we have to do is figure out between which two coordinates Carmen traveled the largest distance. So for example, here between let's see, hour 3 and 3.5, she went from 24 miles away to, this would be 14 miles away. Alright, so 24 minus 14 means that she traveled 10 miles, right? But here she went from, this is 6, oops, sorry about that, this would be 6 all the way up to 18 right here. Alright, so she traveled from 6 to 18. That's a difference of 12. Alright, now remember, it's doesn't matter which way she's going, whether she's going away from the rental site or coming back to the rental site. Alright, we're just comparing distance over time. So she traveled 12 miles in that half hour, so the correct answer would be between a half hour and 1 hour. Alright, so let's move on. That's the same. Alright, taking a look at the data table here. The table gives the speed of 3 dogs in miles per hour at the given times. Tell which dog is described in each situation. And down here they give a couple of descriptions, the situations here. And looking at the times, we can see that it starts out at 8 o'clock and then a minute after, and so forth. And again, these numbers are in miles per hour. Alright, number 1. Autumn's dog chases after a car passing by their house. So right away, the dog starts out moving at a high rate of speed, running. So, it's got to be dog 3, because that's the only dog that starts out at moving. The others aren't moving at all. But let's continue just to make sure. So, chases the car, then stands and barks. So standing still, right? 0. The dog then trots back to the yard. So moving, but not very fast, 5 miles per hour. Where Autumn puts the dog on a leash, right? Puts the dog on a leash, so standing still. And they walk together on the sidewalk, walking 2 miles per hour. So, correct answer for number 1 is dog number 3, dog 3. Alright, reading the next one. Jordan's dog is sleeping when the family decides to go to the park. So it could be either dog 1 or 2, because here they're both not moving. So 0s because the dog is sleeping. The dog awakes and moves about. So looking at the numbers here, waking up and moving about, looks like this one, just going 1 mile per hour, not running at a pretty high rate of speed, 16 miles per hour. Probably not. Why does it do that? Probably not that one. Alright, probably not that. Let's continue. The family and the dog get in the car and drive a short distance to the park. Yeah, I think it's dog 1, because driving a short distance, the dog's not moving, but the dog, is in the car that's moving, so I guess the dog is actually moving. So going 45 miles an hour, going pretty fast in the car. The family and the dog get in the car and drive a short distance to the park. At the park, Jordan runs with the dog. So at the park, they get out, they leash the dog, and then they go for a run. So the correct answer would be dog number 1. Alright, the next part of it asks, let's see if I can get it all fitting, tell which graph corresponds to each situation in the exercise. Alright, so it's asking which one of these graphs go along with these situations. Does this graph go with dog 3 or does this graph go with dog 1? Alright, so remember, dog 3 starts out running 24 miles per hour. Well, here, this dog is going really fast. Alright, then it goes to 0. Right here. Alright, then it goes to 5 miles per hour. Alright, then it goes to 0 again. Alright, remember, we're talking about dog 3 here. That's this bottom line right there. Alright, and then it goes 2 miles per hour. Alright, so this is obviously dog 3. Alright, for this one, Jordan's dog starts out by sleeping. Right? So sleeping, not moving at all. Then, scroll up, hopefully you can see it both. A little hard. Goes 1 mile per hour. Alright, so going really slow, 1 mile per hour. Alright. Then goes 45 miles per hour, really fast. Alright. And then gets out of the car, goes 0, gets leashed up, and then they go for a jog. And that would be 7 miles per hour. Alright, so this would be dog number 1. Alright, hopefully you can see that. If you didn't understand that portion, rewind the tape, take a look at it again. Alright, we'll stop here, and I'll see you for the next part.